Neymar was attacked right during the match. Szoboszlai demands a cosmic contract and dreams of Real Madrid. And meanwhile, Liverpool and Manchester City are preparing transfer bombs worth hundreds of millions. It will be hot, so straight to the details. Real Madrid has officially become the king of spot kicks in Europe, leading the ranking of clubs by the number of awarded penalties in the top 5 leagues. This season, the Merengues have already taken 13 penalties in La Liga, making them the absolute leaders. For comparison, Bayern Munich, which ranks second, has performed only 9 penalties in the Bundesliga, while Brentford, Mainz, and Brest share the third spot, each having 8 strikes from the mark in their account. Madrid reaffirmed its love for penalties once again in the match of the 24th round of La Liga against Real Sociedad, which ended in a victory for Arbeloa's men with a score of 4-1. In this game, Vinicius Jr. scored a brace, scoring both of his goals precisely from penalties, while Mikel Oyarzabal scored the only goal from the mark for Sociedad. While rivals try to score from open play, Real Madrid masterfully uses every chance in the penalty area, turning penalties into their main weapon of the season. With such statistics for the Merengues, it is better not even to touch them with a finger within the penalty zone. Oh, come on. How can we not mention the legendary penalty a favor del Real Madrid meme? It seems this is no longer just a joke, but an official game strategy.
Penalti a favor del Real Madrid.
You can be a 5-time Champions League winner, a legend of Real Madrid and Manchester United, but the world might still not know how to correctly spell your last name. Casemiro shocked the football community by admitting that there has been an error on his match shirt throughout his entire career. It turns out that for years, we have been using the letter E where there should have been an I. The Brazilian decided to dot all the I's. My real name is Carlos Henrique Casemiro, specifically with an I, not Casemiro. I remember that day well. I played a match for Sao Paulo, and the club simply made a mistake with the spelling of my name on the kit. They wrote it with an E. The funniest part is that he had such a great match that day that he decided not to change anything due to superstitions. Thus, a mistake by one administrator in Brazil turned into a global brand. This is a perfect example of how a coincidence can become part of a great history. The main thing is not what is written on the back, but how you play on the field. Although now we all have to relearn our tongues a bit. Raheem Sterling's misfortunes continue. The English winger, who now defends the colors of Feyenoord, has found himself in an absurd situation. He cannot train with the team on the territory of the Netherlands due to delays in obtaining a work permit. Feyenoord's management had to plan a short training camp in neighboring Belgium next week, specifically so that Sterling could finally work fully with the squad. When an entire football club is forced to travel to another country just so one player can kick the ball, it is either the level of a superstar or a true administrative failure. It seems Raheem continues his path of bad luck, where even the borders of the Netherlands have become an impassable defense for him. Clouds are gathering over Anfield, and the reason was not the fog from Merseyside, but candid statements from the Hungarian national team camp. The Hungarian head coach stated that Dominik Szoboszlai has always dreamed of playing for Real Madrid, which instantly fueled rumors of his possible transfer. The 25-year-old midfielder is currently in the negotiation stage with Liverpool regarding a new deal, and the figures in these talks are simply staggering. According to Mirror Football, Szoboszlai demands to raise his salary to £300,000 per week. The Reds' management is ready to compromise and offers £250,000, which would mean an increase of £130,000 to his current £120,000 per week. However, even such a generous step does not yet satisfy the player's appetite. The situation is becoming critical. Liverpool wants to keep its key performer, but the shadow of Madrid is becoming increasingly distinct. When a player of this caliber starts bargaining over every thousand, having a dream of the Santiago Bernabeu in his head, it smells like a serious conflict. The Reds will either have to splash out on a record contract or prepare for a painful farewell to the Hungarian magician as early as this coming summer. Liverpool has become the main contender in the fierce race for Newcastle winger Anthony Gordon, leaving behind Manchester City and London's Arsenal. However, For the return of the former Everton star to his hometown, a huge price will have to be paid. According to information from the publication Caught Offside, the Magpies have valued the England international at a staggering £95 million. For Gordon, this transfer could be the most emotional moment in his career, as moving to the camp of the arch-rival of his former team is a step that not everyone would dare to take. The sum of £95 million looks like Newcastle's attempt to either hit the jackpot or finally scare off potential buyers. Gordon is a proven fighter in the English Premier League who fits perfectly into Liverpool's vertical football, but such a price tag makes this transfer one of the riskiest of the season. If the Reds do lay out this money, it will be a powerful signal to competitors, although a hot reception certainly awaits Anthony at Goodison Park after such a comeback. Manchester City has received a clear signal regarding the cost of its new transfer target: to lure England international midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White away from Nottingham Forest, they will have to shell out over £60 million. Since Bernardo Silva is already practically with one foot in another club, the number 10 position becomes a priority for reinforcement in the summer. According to Football Insider, after a rather disappointing campaign at the City ground, Morgan himself may be open to a new challenge, and the prospect of playing in the Champions League under the leadership of Guardiola is too tempting to ignore. This is a classic City move, buying a proven Premier League talent who has already outgrown the mid-table level. For £60 million, the citizens can get a player with incredible vision of the field and an English passport, which is important for the squad registration. If Gibbs-White does move to the Etihad, it will be a new stage in his career, and for Nottingham, a huge financial injection, although the loss of their leader could finally undermine their ambitions. Neymar was attacked right during the match. It was all caught on video, which on February 16, 2026, blew up social media. While the Brazilian star was calmly watching the game on the Santos bench, a real group hunt was organized against him by local kids. The youngsters stormed the legend so zealously for the sake of hugs that Ney almost disappeared under a pile of fans. As they say, one touch of Neymar is worth the whole world. Sometimes fan love is more dangerous than any tackle. By the way, speaking of tackles, the attacks did not end there. This was Ney's first match in 2 months after recovery, where his Santos was demolishing Velo Club with an indecent score of 6-0. Coming on as a substitute in the second half, the 33-year-old winger in the 77th minute felt the full hospitality of Brazilian football. Opposing midfielder Islan decided that Neymar no longer needed his legs and flew into him in such a brutal tackle that should have definitely been a sending off. But the referee here limited himself to only a yellow card. This is, of course, insane. Just look at this jump with a straight leg. If Ney had not reacted in time and jumped, he would have definitely been out again for a long period. But Neymar eventually managed to continue the game and, after only 5 minutes, laid out an ideal assist for Gabriel Barbosa, who scored a brace. So, this evening is the pure essence of Neymar's life. First, kids try to choke you in hugs, and then professional bone breakers try to send you into retirement. But you still come out of this chaos with an assist in your pocket. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Wishing you happiness, health, and great football.